Welcome back, Voyagers. Today we will look at the cost modeling, early supplier involvement, relationship KPI, relationship termination, and way more. Cost modeling is a vital tool utilized by procurement teams to effectively assess and predict supplier costs. This process involves analyzing various cost components, such as materials, labor, overheads, and profit margins, to gain a comprehensive understanding of supplier pricing structures. The main principles guiding cost modeling include considerations of whole life costs, capturing not only the cost but also cost drivers and prioritizing the most important cost elements initially. It's also crucial to develop commodity-specific models to thoroughly examine what influences costs. Accurate cost modeling provides numerous benefits for organizations. Firstly, it enables buyers to understand the components of a supplier's costs, giving insight into the pricing structures imposed on the buying organization. Additionally, it offers an understanding of the supplier's pricing strategy, allowing for anticipation of future pricing trends. Armed with this knowledge, buyers gain enhanced negotiation power, facilitating more favorable terms and agreements. Moreover, accurate cost modeling allows for the calculation of savings achieved through procurement activities, directly impacting the company's bottom line and contributing to financial success. Finally, the data derived from cost modeling serves as a foundation for developing procurement strategies aimed at achieving cost savings. This information empowers buyers to optimize purchasing decisions and maximize value, driving efficiency and profitability within the organization. It's important to note that while cost modeling offers numerous benefits, it can be resource-intensive. Therefore, it's advisable to prioritize its use for strategic items only. Price fluctuations of commodities are a significant consideration in cost modeling. These fluctuations occur due to various factors impacting the purchasing decisions of businesses. For instance, a coffee shop purchasing coffee beans faces the challenge of fluctuating coffee prices, influenced by factors such as weather conditions, market demand, and geopolitical events. To mitigate the risks arising from price fluctuations, the coffee shop can employ several techniques. Hedging. This involves buying options that allow the coffee shop to lock in a purchase price for coffee beans, thereby safeguarding against potential price increases. Forward buying. By negotiating fixed-price contracts with suppliers for future coffee bean purchases, the coffee shop can secure stable prices despite market fluctuations. Improving supplier efficiency. Collaborating with suppliers to streamline the supply chain and eliminate inefficiencies can help reduce costs and mitigate the impact of price fluctuations. Prepare strategies to deal with increases. Developing contingency plans and strategies to manage cost increases, such as adjusting menu prices or exploring alternative suppliers, can help the coffee shop navigate sudden spikes in commodity prices. By employing these techniques, the coffee shop can better manage the impact of commodity price fluctuations and maintain stability in its operations and profitability. In case of strategic partnership, the buyer and the supplier may decide to engage in early supplier involvement, ESI. Early supplier involvement, ESI, is a strategic approach where suppliers are engaged at the initial stages of product development or project planning. This collaborative effort aims to leverage suppliers' expertise and capabilities to enhance product design, quality, and cost-effectiveness. By involving suppliers early, companies can tap into their specialized knowledge, streamline processes, and reduce time to market. Supplier involvement in ESI can vary, and it spans a spectrum from none to black box. At the none end, the coffee shop might simply purchase prepackaged coffee beans without any involvement from suppliers in the production or sourcing process. This approach is akin to a make-to-print scenario where the supplier strictly adheres to the specifications provided by the coffee shop. Moving along the spectrum, in the white box phase, the coffee shop might consult with suppliers regarding the design of their coffee packaging. For instance, they may seek advice on the most sustainable packaging materials or the most visually appealing designs to attract customers. As integration deepens into the gray box realm, the coffee shop could engage in joint development activities with coffee bean suppliers. This might involve collaborating on the creation of unique blends exclusive to the coffee shop, with input from both parties on flavor profiles and sourcing of high-quality beans. Finally, at the black box end, the coffee shop might rely heavily on supplier-driven design for its equipment and machinery. For example, if the coffee shop is looking to upgrade its espresso machines, it may provide performance specifications such as desired brewing capacity and energy efficiency to suppliers who then design and manufacture machines tailored to these requirements. When engaged in the early supplier involvement program with suppliers, it's crucial to assess buyer-supplier relationships accurately. Traditional metrics like cost, lead time, and quality may not suffice for this purpose. Therefore, Damlin introduced 6 qualitative key performance indicators, KPIs, for this evaluation. The first is trust. This is the foundation of a strong relationship, especially as dependency grows. It entails a belief that parties won't exploit vulnerabilities. Next comes power. It arises from dependencies, influencing dynamics between buyer and supplier. Then comes commitment. It reflects the dedication of contract parties to nurture the relationship. Transparency or information sharing is essential for exchanging crucial information. This helps parties to work together more effectively. Cooperation entails actions undertaken by both parties to achieve mutual goals. And the last one is communication. It is vital for cohesion within the supply chain, mitigating conflicts. It's important to understand that these KPIs are qualitative, making measurement challenging. They can be subjectively rated on a scale of 1 to 5 to gauge performance accurately. Ensuring the continuity of the supply chain involves more than just evaluating suppliers. It also requires a thorough assessment of potential risks. As a procurement officer, this process can be streamlined using 4 key steps. Step 1 is risk identification. Here, the procurement officer examines all conceivable risks that could impact the supply chain. Next is risk assessment. The officer estimates the likelihood of each identified risk occurring and evaluates its potential negative impact on the business. Following this, the officer ranks the risks based on their assessment. This ranking facilitates the prioritization of risks, allowing for focused mitigation efforts. Finally, the officer decides on the appropriate risk management strategy. This can be accomplished using the 4 T's technique: tolerate, transfer, terminate, or treat. The choice of strategy depends on the probability and severity of each risk, with the goal of minimizing disruptions and ensuring the continuity of the supply chain. Sooner or later, all relationships come to an end. Buyer-supplier relationship is no exemption. The termination of a buyer-supplier relationship can occur for various reasons. In the realm of coffee shop operations, such terminations may unfold due to contract conclusion. When the agreed-upon contract period reaches its end and the coffee shop no longer requires the specific products or services from the supplier. For instance, if a coffee shop decides to discontinue offering a particular type of pastry that was previously supplied. Contract retendering. If the coffee shop opts to reconsider its options or aims to explore new offerings, it might choose to retender contracts, potentially leading to the selection of a different supplier. For example, after a period of using a specific coffee bean supplier, a coffee shop may decide to retender the contract to explore better quality beans or more cost-effective options. Unjustified changes. Instances where the supplier unexpectedly alters terms of the agreement, such as increasing prices or extending lead times without valid reasons, which can disrupt the coffee shop's operations and profitability. Material breach. If the supplier consistently fails to meet the quality standards or delivery schedules outlined in the contract, leading to dissatisfaction or operational setbacks for the coffee shop. Reputational risk. Should the supplier engage in activities or behaviors that could damage the coffee shop's reputation, by association, prompting the termination of the relationship to protect the brand's integrity. Supplier insolvency. In the unfortunate event of the supplier facing financial insolvency or bankruptcy, rendering them unable to fulfill their obligations to the coffee shop. Mergers or acquisitions. If the supplier undergoes a merger or acquisition by another entity, prompting contractual reassessment or termination due to potential changes in ownership, service quality, or strategic alignment. Voluntary termination. The supplier may opt to terminate the relationship if serving the coffee shop is no longer economically viable or profitable for them, leading to a mutual decision to part ways. Contract frustration. Circumstances beyond both parties' control, such as regulatory changes or natural disasters, which make it impossible to fulfill the terms of the contract, thus necessitating termination. These reasons once again underline the importance of clear communication, contractual flexibility, and continual evaluation to ensure fruitful and sustainable buyer-supplier relationships. Depending on the reason for termination, the termination could be amicable or hostile. In case of the latter, the conflict may arise. To avoid legal disputes, parties can utilize alternative dispute resolution, ADR, methods. First method is negotiation. Coffee shop owners may negotiate privately to find common ground regarding contract termination reasons. For example, if a coffee shop decides to terminate a supplier contract due to quality issues, negotiation could involve discussing compensation terms or finding an alternative supplier. If negotiation fails, parties may opt for mediation, where a neutral third party facilitates discussions to reach a mutually acceptable resolution. In a coffee shop context, mediation could help resolve disputes between partners over business decisions, such as menu changes or marketing strategies. In cases where mediation is ineffective, reconciliation offers another avenue for resolution. Coffee shop owners and suppliers, for instance, might engage in reconciliation efforts to repair their relationship and explore ways to continue their partnership despite disagreements over pricing or delivery terms. If negotiation and mediation prove unsuccessful, parties may turn to arbitration, where an impartial arbitrator makes a binding decision on the dispute. For instance, if a coffee shop franchisee and franchisor cannot agree on royalty payments, arbitration could provide a swift and final resolution, preserving the business relationship. When all ADR methods fail, parties may resort to litigation, initiating legal proceedings in court. However, this option is typically considered a last resort due to its time-consuming and costly nature. For example, if a coffee shop owner and landlord cannot resolve a lease termination dispute through ADR, they may proceed to litigation to seek legal remedies. When contemplating terminating a relationship with a supplier, various factors should be considered to mitigate potential risks and ensure a smooth transition. Apart from assessing the quality of goods or services, attention must be given to contractual obligations. Financial implications, such as termination penalties and other financial clauses, need thorough scrutiny to avoid unexpected costs. Confidentiality agreements are crucial to protect sensitive information exchanged between the buyer and supplier. Ensuring the presence and adequacy of non-disclosure agreements, NDAs, safeguard both parties' interests. Intellectual property rights, IPR, form a critical aspect, encompassing patents, copyrights, trademarks, and trade secrets. Clear ownership and usage rights must be established to prevent disputes post-termination. Employee rights, particularly in jurisdictions like the UK, governed by laws such as TUP, Transfer of Undertakings Protection of Employment, demand attention. Understanding the legal obligations concerning employee transfer or redundancy is crucial to avoid legal complications and uphold ethical standards. Considering these factors ensures a comprehensive evaluation before proceeding with any decision to end the supplier relationship. Thank you for joining us on this thrilling journey. Subscribe to our channel for more entertaining and educational videos. Please don't forget to hit the like button if you really enjoyed our voyage. May your future endeavors be as exciting and successful as our adventure today.